start with the recording. Yes, and welcome to today's community meeting. And today we have a simple agenda for the KubeVela version 1.9. And I would like to have a brief. We have just released the version 1.9 last Friday, and I think we can have a brief introduction to the contents of version 1.9 today. And I would like to share my screen, but it looks I have to. Yeah, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So let's see the version 1.9. Okay, so we have made some simple major changes in version 1.9. First is that the main repo of KubeVela starts supporting Kubernetes version 1.6. And we have seen that the official version of Kubernetes has bumped to version 1.27. So I guess we will have make the version to catch up with the latest Kubernetes version in next in 1.10 when where we will have it to be version 1.27 supported. And also the second major change here is that we have removed lots of legacy code, mainly for old version KubeVela before version 1.0, which is about 2 or 3 years ago, including like scope definition and something in version 1.1, like env binding and health scope. So, and also we have a very large design for the application configuration, which we haven't used it for a really long time. So we have removed them in this version. And these things are marked as deprecated several minor versions before. So we have finally dropped it now. And also we have made some changes to the registry from the from some KubeVela.net the domain to the GitHub domain because we have dropped some OSS supports for those repos, so we have moved to the GitHub for the free and open source. And so mainly it's about the image you use and also the charts and the add-ons. So for the image of KubeVela, it usually goes for the hub.kubevela.net, especially if you come from like mainland China, and it provides some acceleration for the image pooling. But if you are from like US or other country, I think the Docker Hub can satisfy your needs. So so mainly what you need to do is to make sure that all your image you are using is using the Docker Hub image, not from this one. And also we have the official KubeVela charts served at the charts.kubevela.net previously, where you can use the Helm repo to you can use the Helm install command to get the latest charts of KubeVela. And since version 1.9, it has been changed to kubevela.github.io/charts. So now you need to use the Helm repo here instead of the old ones. So you will not be able to see the version 1.9 charts at this place. And this one will be dropped, I think, in several months gradually. And this one will be always served at the GitHub page. And also for the last thing is about the add-ons of KubeVela. And the add-ons.kubevela.net, although still available nowadays, similar to other domains that we will drop it recently. And these things will be served at the kubevela.github.io/catalog. So no matter what you are using for official add-ons or for experimental add-ons, you can just go here. And but I need to mention that it seems that the version 1.9 still have some issues for accessing add-ons from this place because it has a redirection. So we are making some pull requests to fix it. And I think the fix will be included in version 1.9.1, which will be released like in this Friday. Okay, so if you want to update your local registries of KubeVela add-ons, you can use the commands below. Yeah, it's just to remove the old registry and add the new ones.
And if we do that, does the new one have all of the old versions of the chart? So if we're not up to 1.9 yet, can we still change to kubevela.github.io charts?
Yeah, so
it'll find the old ones.
So I think like so for the add-ons, it goes for the mirror of the GitHub add-ons we have now. So
it was more the charts I was thinking.
No, the chart is only keeps limited versions. Let me show you. So for the catalog, the mechanism here, so it's like using a GitHub page to serve the add-ons in this repo, and so that all the things on this repo is served. And but I don't think like all I'm not sure if all the old add-ons will be served here. And yes, I think the old add-ons will not be necessarily included here. And also for the chart as well, I have to say that the since version 1.9, the version will be hosted at the this repo. Yeah. So if you go inside, you can see that we have I have migrated some latest version of since 1.5 for Vela Core, for 1.5.11 and to 1.8.2. And since version 1.9, it will keep all the official versions here. So, but if you want to use like 1.8.0, it will be not served here. Yeah, so it's like I have I have copied the latest version of KubeVela charts before to this place, and all the CI automatic release will publish new charts here. So the newer ones will always be published here. So the history will be kept as well. But for the history before version 1.9, we only have limited versions served here. And
yeah, you have got the latest minor version though of 1.5.1.6, 1.7.1.8. So no, thank you. That answers the question.
Okay, cool. So I think if you want to, but I have to say that I'm not sure if there will be any newer minor version for like 1.7.8 or 1.6.9. So I don't think the CI release job for those minor versions are updated. So if there is any minor versions for old large versions, I do not think they will be automatically released here. But if you want, I think it will be possible to make some manual changes to this chart repo. For example, you can to tag the chart of the Vela core for 1.6.9 and then copy it in this repo, and then you can run the Helm repo index and make some pull request here. And once it is merged to the main branch of this repo, the GitHub page will publish it automatically. Yeah. So just mention just to notice that for newer versions, newer patch versions for minor versions, we need to do some manual jobs to keep it update here. Yeah, but basically you can use the already released version here. Okay, so let's go back here, and I have listed some features here. And for full list of those features, you can go to the release page of the KubeVela of the version 1.9, and you can see the details. And I have to say that there is no much too big features that have been changed in version 1.9, except for the registry address. But we have made a lot of minor features. And I think most of the features we have also mentioned in previous community meeting as well. And so I will just have a quick overview for those features. So like for the first one, we are now able to add a label called this one. And once you add this label to your application, that application will be excluded from the reconciliation for the controller once the label is attached. So unless you remove this label, the application will not be handled or not be processed. So it will be useful if you want to make some changes of the application and do not want the controller to handle it before it has been fully changed. Yeah. And for the second one, so we previously have a webhook that prevents different applications use the same component name inside one namespace. But now we have removed this limitation because that limitation is designed for a older design for the KubeVela application, and which is not being used later. So we dropped this limitation. So you can have different applications to have the same component name, and they will have no conflict. And also for the Vela adopt command, we have supported the multi-cluster adopt. So now you can use the Vela adopt command, and you can add the cluster name prefix to the resource you want to adopt, so that the application that will be modeled will include the resources inside your remote cluster. And also we have a new workflow step. It's called check metrics. So this workflow step is a step that is used to get the live Prometheus metrics, and you can make some condition calculation on those metrics, so that you can use this step in your workflow progress to control when the workflow should be continued. For example, you can have delivered some web service, and you can add this step here, and that web service is expected to expose some Prometheus metrics. And so this step will like to call that metrics endpoint time by time, and until the metrics satisfy the condition, and then the workflow will continue. So it can be used to enhance the control of your workflow. And also for previous the cluster CLI, you will find that you cannot rejoin an existing cluster, and this might block you from rotating your credential for your managed cluster. For example, you want to update the certification, and that will be not available in previous versions. And now you can use the Vela cluster join to override the existing kubeconfig. And also we have supported the mode configuration for the step groups inside your workflow steps. So we know that like in version 1.7, we have supported to add sub-step groups in your workflow steps. So that can make your workflow more organizable, and you can make the step group run in either in parallel mode or step-by-step modes in version 1.9. You can configure it by different step groups. So for example, in one workflow step, you can now set up 2 different step groups, and one will run its inner steps one by one, and the other step group will run all its steps concurrently. So this is something we have made it possible in the version 1.9. And also we have support the proxy URL configuration in the kubeconfig. which will be used in the multi-cluster connection. So it can be helpful because we have seen that users using the SOX5 proxy URL to let the managed cluster to be accessible from the hub cluster. So we support this one. This is a update for the cluster gateway, essentially. And you can natively use it in KubeVela version 1.9 for the default installation. And also we have supported commands called Vela QX evaluate. But I think the QX is not fully introduced in the KubeVela's abstraction engine now. So we will wait and see how it works in the future version. And also we have supported some enhancements for the resource policies. For example, now you can have different multiple like apply once policy or garbage collect policy in your application. And previously you can only have one that policy. Okay, yeah. So we have made some progress for the QX engine for some of the management. For example, the configuration management has adopted the QX engine for some pull requests. And also we have supported some provider generator and the documentation gen tools, which are also mainly designed for the definition part. So you can actually, it's also works for the QX engine because in QX you can have customized providers to extend your Q script. So you can have some documentation generation for those extended codes with this tool, so that you will not need to write documentations manually. Okay, and also we have this multiple gateway trait. So thanks for the contribution from the community, we can now support adding multiple gateways in one single trait in the application now. Yeah, and also I think it has been mentioned in
Sorry, just to clarify, that's me, by the way, Peace Wing.
Yeah. Great.
It's not multiple. It's not multiple gateways in one trait. It's the ability to add multiple traits of type gateway. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think you could probably do the thing before, but the thing is, you can add multiple URLs, but you need different. If you need different SSL certificates, you still can't do it on the one trait. So we needed to be able to add multiple. That's why it's added. Yeah.
Yes. I told the functionality. I think you use the outputs and with some prefix names to distinguish different rendering things behind.
Yeah, within the definition, the main problem was it had a hard-coded name, so I had to be able to change for the different traits. Yeah, so you could pick up the right one.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, great, thanks. And also, we have the application revision number configurable in this version. So you can have some policy inside your application to control the exact number of revisions to be kept for this application. And also you can configure to use different resource updates policies. For example, you can use the replace mode to update your resource, or you can use the default mode, which is patch. And also you can use recreate mode once some of the immutable fields are changed. So we have seen that users that have some CRDs that designed some of the fields to be immutable. And once the application spec is changed for those fields, they are expected to be recreated instead of being patched because the webhook will reject the mutation. Okay, and also we have supports the another label for the rendered resource. So once you have this label attached to your rendered resource, this resource will be forced to that cluster location manually, even if you do not use the topology policy. And also we have made some enhancement for the CRD installation. So if you want to use some CRD resources in your managed cluster, you do not need to install those CRDs on the hub control plane first. So previously you cannot, you must install those CRDs, but now you do not. Okay, and also we have support the cascading GC policy, especially for the job typed resources. And also we have support the dependency version ranges because previously we can only set the lower bounds of the versions that depend. I think we do not have a version range restriction for the add-on dependencies previously. And in this version, thanks to the community again, and we have supports the version range for the dependency. So now in your add-on design, you can specify your dependency add-ons to have specific versions to be used. Okay, so that's most of the major features we have included in version 1.9. They are useful in some specific cases, and they do not affect the main logic of the KubeVela controller. Okay, and below are lots of code refactors and also some minor fix for the old versions. Okay, so that's all for the overview for version 1.9. Okay, and so here is my sharing, and let's see if there's any questions.
I have a question for the range version. Does it pick the latest within the range, or how that works?
Yeah, so I think the version range, as far as I know, is that so if the add-on installed in that version range has been installed, the or if, for example, if you have installed some dependencies that out of that range in your cluster, it will warn you that the add-on will not have all its dependency add-ons have the version requirements. And if you installed the if you do not have that dependency add-on installed and you install the add-on and it's installed the dependencies automatically, it will pick up the latest available ones inside that range.
Okay, cool.
Cool. If there is any use questions or anything that is not in your expectation, you can just raise it in the GitHub as well. Okay, cool. So for the more details, you can go to the release page of KubeVela version 1.9. And I think we will have a minor version released for every 1 or 2 weeks. And if you have any questions or you find anything that is out of your expectation, you can just raise issues on the GitHub or on the Slack channel. And for example, we have seen lots of response for the add-on registry for the version 1.9. For the last 2 days. So we have made some emergency fixes recently. And so these responses are quite helpful for all the community. Okay, so I think that's all for today's community meeting. And thank you for coming today. And is there anything else anyone want to ask?
No, sorry, I only unmuted to say thank you for the update.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I see you opened your microphone and I'm not sure if you have questions.
Yeah, that was it. That was all.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, great. Thanks again. And goodbye. See you next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.